Good morning, sunshine. Welcome to Morning Inspiration with Friends with our host, Miss Inspiration. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe as you sit back and listen. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We made it to the middle of the week. We made it, y'all. We made it. We made it to the middle of the week. Today, I have a good message for us. But as always, I am Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. This is Morning Inspiration with Friends. If you are watching on any platform and you like inspiration, positivity, positive vibes, then you're in the right place. You're in good company. I encourage you to hit that subscribe button. I definitely encourage you to hit that like and drop any comments that you have down below and share this message. If you know someone out there that feels like positivity is fake, please send this message to them because I have a special message for them. Last night, because I had a whole other message that I was ready to do. And then I saw this particular post like 1 o'clock in the morning. And it disturbed me because there is a rapper out there. He's a Christian rapper. I don't even like to say Christian rappers because I just felt like if you're a rapper, you're a rapper. But he is under the Christian rap. And someone had did a video about him. And it was like, yeah, when I first seen him, I was like, I don't trust this dude. I don't trust no one that's too positive. Someone that's always positive, I don't trust them. And I was so flabbergasted by that. But I'm not surprised by that. But I was still flabbergasted by that. Because it's like, are we really that afraid of positivity that when we see it, it becomes too much, right? Right? Are we that conditioned to believe that these things are not real? So I'm going to ask you, do you feel positivity is real or is it just unrealistic? I got my thoughts, so we're going to talk about that. The first thing that came to my mind was the Golden Girls. Y'all know I watched my Golden Girls, right? I should have my Golden Girls cup. I used this mug this morning. But there's an episode in Golden Girls. Rose goes to this group meeting and it's all about positivity. Like they're just like seeing the positive and everything. And so she encouraged Dorothy. And if you don't watch the Golden Girls, like, Dorothy is the one who was like, that could work if we had this. That would be good if this wasn't. So she sees every side of the picture, but Rose was in this community where all they wanted to choose was to see the positivity. And in the end, Dorothy stopped going to the meeting, although she did see the results of it, right? Because what their messaging was, when you are a positive being, and you see the good in everything, and you're speaking good things, it's going to come back to you. Whereas you have some people that wake up and they're like, today's going to be a bad day. They literally just woke up. How is it going to be a bad day? You know what I'm saying? So it's those types of conversations that we need to be having because there are so many people who are literally speaking against their life. That is coming to fruition, right? It's definitely coming to fruition. And so when they do see people like myself, because I have been told too, like you're too positive, like you always got something inspirational to say. Okay. Like we already have, I think I saw a study and it said for every positive thought we have, some people can have up to 10,000 negative thoughts. They could think of everything that could go wrong instead of thinking, what if this can go right? Forget about even thinking about all the good that can go right, but just the simple question of, well, what if this does go right? And so I always think about that. And I thought about that episode when I was working on this for this morning, right? People trust what feels familiar. Okay. So in natural, people are like, negativity, things not working out for me, things, no good fortune coming my way. So that is familiar. So they trust that. So if struggle has been your norm, peace is going to feel very suspicious. And I say that because I used to be a very angry person, very angry, always negative. Like I could still see the good, but because like for dating, I always had in the beginning really bad experiences. So I always would, be suspicious when you meet someone who's kind of nice and you're just like, when is the shoe gonna drop? And you having that type of mindset. But having that kind of mindset is going to allow you to continue to attract that. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why some people are comfortable staying in dysfunction, because that feels familiar for them. So you come with the positivity, you coming with the positive outlook on life, that's going to feel so suspicious to someone because they're not used to that. They are used to feeling stress, right? They're used to negative things, bad things happening to them. That is more realistic for them than positive things. Optimism feels like you're being naive, right? So this is something that we have to understand when people are saying these types of things. It could be coming from their own personal experiences. And that's really what it is, right? Is that their personal experiences is no one is in this situation and they're positive about it. Y'all been hearing about me talk about 2016, 2017 being the two hardest years of my life. And even in that, I remember I was talking to this pastor one time, and even when, because again, when I first meet people, I'm not telling you my problems. Like, I'm just not that person. But God told me to tell this person what was going on. So I told this person what was going on, and this person was like, all of that is going on, and you're still like getting up, inspiring people, motivating people, like you, because back then I used to go live on Facebook and Periscope, right? If you know Periscope, remember Periscope back in the days? I used to go live every single day, and he's not lying. I was in the trenches. I was like negative, no money in my account, opportunities not coming the way that I desired for them. But I still got up and inspired people. I still spoke life into people. Whatever God told me to teach, to talk about, I did it because out of obedience. If you go back to Monday's conversation, a lot of the reasons why people are in the situations that they're in is because God gave them clear instructions on what to do and they were not obedient. He told me in that season, I still need you to get up here and inspire people, right? Yes, I got you. You need money for the bills. You need groceries. I got you, but I still need you to do this. And when I focus on those things that God was instructing me to do, those things were still coming. I was still paying bills. Because yes, you might be going through something and it was like, oh my gosh, everything is just going against me. But so I can't be positive. No, we can. We can choose that because it's like I'm still going to find the good in everything that is going on in my life, right? Now, is there a such thing as fake positivity? I definitely do believe there is a difference, right? There are some people out here who are fake positive, positive influencers. Because actually, I don't know how 100% true this is, but I heard during like the lockdown, someone was like, there was somebody out there who was they created a whole new page and they just like was going on other people's pages and stealing all of their positive quotes and videos and reposting them onto theirs as their own. And then their regular page, if you read their comments, like they was out here just going for people and going for people hard. So I feel like there are some people who are going to portray sometimes and their true feelings is not that in those situations. But I just want people to understand that there is going to always be some kind of balance. right? We're going to have to always balance things out. We can't pretend that everything is going to be perfect, right? I never feel like everything is going to be perfect. I had to break from that mindset because that was a mindset I had growing up. Like everything is going to be perfect. That can come under the influence of fake positivity, right? Ignoring your problems, and just going, I'm gonna be positive, I'm gonna be positive, especially if that's not instructions given to you by God. If God is telling you this is what, okay, I need you to go do this, and you want to go and do what I do, and that's not your assignment, that's not an alignment. Yeah, that's just you trying to ignore your problems, and that can be considered toxic, and then you're gonna just find yourself in the worst situation. So we really do have to acknowledge, what is it that we really have to like embody? How do we embody this? How do we still keep to our true self? And again, I bring everything back to God because at the end of the day, that has been the only consistent thing for me that has kept me wanting to be Miss Inspiration in the times of my own darkness. Because I had to learn that although this dark moment, and that moment can be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, it could be even a year. But in my eyes, because I always hear God doesn't have time. He doesn't understand our time. He doesn't understand our 365 days. He don't understand our January 1st. Because the truth be told, last Friday was New Year's. That's just me, right? Because it's springtime. Spring is new, right? This is a new season, a new year, right? Everything is coming up new leaves. But that's just another topic for another day. But like I said, I just want us to just realize that, if this is what God is telling you to do, and you're not ignoring your problems, you are releasing them, you're giving it to God so he can do something that you can't do, and then he's telling you in exchange, I still need you to go and do this, then to me that is real positivity, because the solution is I have to give it to God. But if he told you to do something, whether it's to move, to go make a phone call, to go call somebody, just to apply for a job, to apply for a grant, to start the business, whatever it might be, and you're choosing not to do those things, but you want to go out there and be the next ET, the hip hop preacher, there's going to be some form of disconnect. There's going to be some form of imbalance, and people are going to they're going to be like, especially if they find out, like, when you just out here faking it because you wasn't even doing what you were supposed to do. The last thing I had to understand, and I felt like I had to read that, I had to watch that video and listen to those words, and I had to understand a lot of people are not going to understand the positive beings that are out here, right? Our energy doesn't need anyone's approval. We don't have to dim our mindset. We don't have to dim our light to match someone else's expectations. Their expectations are not your reality. If you really want, if being positive and being an inspiration is who you are to the natural core, don't you ever stop that. Someone doesn't trust it, someone doesn't believe that it's real, that has nothing to do with you. It just means that is their experiences that they have never experienced. Some people, can I be honest with y'all? Some people don't trust positivity because they've never experienced any form of consistency and peace. Did you hear what I say? Some people don't trust positivity because they personally have never experienced consistency and peace. They might have had peace one day in their life, or they probably only perceive the peace one day in their life, because it's about perception sometimes. Sometimes it really is that they are living in peace, but because it doesn't look like everyone else's, because it may not be flashy, it may not have all the bells and whistles. So in their mind, this is not real. So you mean to tell me, just like Dorothy said in the Golden Girls, so you mean to tell me that with everything that's going on in the world, that all you can see is the positivity, all you can see is the good things with all the things that's going on in the world? Yes. Because even in the midst of what's going on in the world, you can still find peace. You can go out into nature. I go outside when the sun is out and the sun is beaming, even when it's cold, I will put on a robe. I will put on my coat. I have this big shawl that my old boss gave me that I still have. I will put one of them suckers on and I will go stand outside in that backyard and stand in that sun because that is my peace. Me moving was my peace, right? And so some people don't trust a misinspiration because they don't know how that feels. It doesn't seem natural. It's unheard of. Like, no one feels that way, Tanisha. But there are a lot of people that feel that way. There are a lot of people. This is why you will sometimes meet a very positive, inspirational homeless person that's living on the street, and they'll have a positive word for you, despite what they're going through, despite what their reality looks like. They can still speak life into you despite not having a home, not knowing where their next meal is going to come from, whether or not they're going to have a bed to sleep on, or they're going to find a street corner or a bench. But they still can speak positive light into you because they understand that, you know what? They have found some form of peace. And they understand that even in the midst of this, you can still smile. You can still enjoy the sun. You can still appreciate that God still gave you your legs to walk, your eyes to see, your ears to hear. Like, he gave us so much more that we can do that other people can't do. And there was a video that I saw, and some of you probably seen this, it's gone viral. 102 grandmother passed away, and her grandson or her son, they shared her last words, right? Her last message before she passed away at 102 years old. And this woman said, you just got to be happy. You got to be happy in your life. And I want everyone to understand that, because when you're happy, when you see positivity, it's not going to disturb you. It's not going to frustrate you. It's not going to make you feel some type of way, because you understand that, I love my life. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm thankful for what I have. I may not have millions. I may not have billions, but you know what? I still have life. I still have an opportunity. God still has an opportunity to send a yes, to send an approval into my life. I still have it. And then when they see someone like me comes across their timeline, it won't irritate and it won't trigger something in them. Like, yeah, man, ain't nobody out here just that happy in life. What? I want all of us to be happy in life. I want all of us to feel the thankful and the blessings that we have, even when we don't have. I want you to feel those blessings even when you don't have. You don't have it right now. That's cool. It's coming. You have to believe that it's coming, though. You have to believe that it's going to change. At the end of the day, this comes down to you and your belief system. If you don't believe that anything's going to change, then it's not going to change. Right. It's going to stay the same. Nothing is working out for you. Everything is going wrong. You are absolutely correct. Because that's the experience that you have experienced. And we're not going to make you make your feelings and your experiences invalid. They're valid. You have had bad experiences. You have done some things, and you have been in spaces and things have gone wrong and everything. And then you'll meet the same person who's gone through more than you, and they still have this positive light, and that will trigger someone. But then they'll be like, man, you got to be faking. Everyone's not faking. Some people really, God put us here. He put us here to be that light. And I promise you, it's hard. It's hard when you're out here just trying to spread some joy and you just have nothing but negative. It's hard. I promise you, there's some days I'll be blocking people on TikTok. I gotta block them. Like, or you can come with something negative. You can't even add some form of positivity. I'm blocking. I'm not putting myself in those spaces anymore. You gotta go. We don't even want your comment here. I'm not doing this for likes, right? I don't get paid. Not for Instagram. I mean, not for TikTok. Not for regular posts. I get paid for only TikTok shop. Right? So I just wanted to have that conversation because, again, it just was like, wow, people really like, and at first I was like, yo, we're doomed. And I was just like, yo, we're not doomed. It's just that a lot of people are conditioned, right? They're conditioned. This is what they know. And so, yes, it's going to be difficult, and other people are not going to always understand, but you're not doing too much. You're doing the right thing. You're not too positive. You're just intentional about your mindset. And there's a difference. So don't you stop on the behalf of other people and how they feel. Don't you stop. Keep going. Because your mindset is intentional. And we need that. We need that so that other people can see. Some people only learn from what they see. You can tell them. You can tell them till you're blue in the face, so they're blue in the face. But until they actually choose to see that and to live that, it's going to be hard. So just keep being that person. Eventually, it's going to rub off, right? Something is going to happen. An awakening is going to happen within them, and they're going to get it. And they're going to realize that they themselves have been missing out on something. And they're going to want to try to be close to you. I promise you. So it might not happen today. It might not happen right now, but it's going to happen. And it's going to be so rewarding when you start going around those people and you love being around them because they have the same equal energy that you have. Okay? So I love you guys. You know God loves you as well. I'm going to see y'all on Friday. Okay? Monday, Wednesday, Fridays now. But make sure you're following me on TikTok at Miss Inspiration 25 and on Instagram at Tanisha Shanae. And let's be friends over there as well. So I love you. Have a good one. See you on Friday.
Man, that was another great message, Tanisha. Listen, friends, if you are not watching Morning Inspiration with Friends with Tanisha, then you are missing out. Hit that subscribe button and even share with a friend because this is the best way to start your morning. Check Tanisha out every Monday through Friday around 7 a.m. CT time. You will not be disappointed.